the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed, laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back trackside once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight the Monday night Scrambler series fires things off for the final time here in season number 19. The Checkered Flag Auto Supply Red Light Racing Scrambler series going to be back behind the wheel of the Xfinity machines to finish out the year. We've got 4 drivers fighting for the championship. Concrete a bit hot, 92 degrees out there. Track temperature just a little bit higher. Nice little breeze coming across the track for all of these drivers. We're going to see which one of these championship contenders can knock out the competition and find their way into a championship. just moments away from the starting grid. So first, let's bring you some official business, and it looks a little something like this. There you can see the point standings coming into tonight's race. Max Terriot, Sean Single, James Skelton, and Chris Hammond will battle it out for the season 19 crown. Tight little points battle between Troutman, Potter, Souza, and Aldani. Let's not forget about Benedict, Mitchell, and Allen going at it for best of the rest back there, 9th, 10th, and 11th. Looks like Cole Day will secure that 12th spot in the overall season championship. So there's a little look at how it runs down coming into tonight's race. And before we head trackside, how you doing? How you feeling out there in TV Land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. We're ready to roll, so let's get a little closer to the track as the drivers roll from pit road. Started inside row number 1, walking away with the final PremierRacingSetup.com Pole Award of the year. Behind the wheel of that Duke's Mayonnaise number 18 machine, Trent Potter will bring us to the green flag. Mad Max Terriot, driver just to his outside, going to start from second. Driver with 4 wins this season. Can he finish it off in championship style? Souza and Troutman right behind them in row number 2, starting inside row number 3, the 6 one-time Burger Bar machine of Chris Hammond. Jason Wells just to his outside. Skelton and Single back in row 4. Bill Benedict and Ken Allen gonna round out the top 10. The 6th row, Zach Mitchell and Tim Combs. Rest of the field looks a little like this as we roll off a 4. We're ready to drop the hammer for the first time tonight in the Masin Dixon 100. We are on the gas and green flag flies at Dover. Big trouble in the back, 38 gonna go around. That's gonna put us under caution quickly here tonight. It looks like we're gonna stay green for the moment there. Quick early trouble here tonight. We'll head back to the front, juking and jiving, making his way to the top side of the racetrack. He's going to grab that top spot before the end of lap number 1. New race leader as we cross the line. Max Terriot going to take control of the front of this field. That's just how quickly it can happen. Trouble on the start of the race. The 32 of Brendan Feeney going to have issues in that Feeney call. Number 38 machine, he's going to have issues. Go for a spin. Will stay green. And into the outside wall. Trent Potter going to pancake the right side just a little bit on exit of 4. That's going to be a bit of a trouble spot. Car likes to travel up out of those corner exits. So we'll see how many more drivers pancake it. Didn't know pancakes and Duke's Mayonnaise went together. Mr. Muth in the booth. Check it in with us. Why ain't you in the booth? That's the question, my man. If you're around, you know where the door's at. You got a key to the room. Come on in, man. And these are some of the best sim racers out there. I can assure you that if you've been following along this season, you've seen some amazing action across many different vehicles and many different tracks. And again, on display here tonight, 5 laps now on the board, and we'll drop that Tommy in scoring to the left-hand side of your screen. In the Care Bear machine, you haven't been around all year, have you, Roger? That right there is championship competitor chasing after his first win of the season. He's been able to parlay his way all through the rounds and into the championship contention. Sean Single behind the wheel of that Care Bears machine tonight. Cartoon Network themes all throughout the year. We had the Jetsons, the Flintstones, last week's paint scheme for Single. Ready for bed, work at 3, I understand. Yeah, had to go to BMW to work on Sunday. Yeah, that's right, BMW, where they make all the XIs, you know, amazing machines, beautiful. But whew, I'll tell you what, that was... We're not going to even get into that. We're going to get continue back to what's going on. Front runner. Your premier racing setup.com pole award winner Trent Potter, after contact with that outside wall, he's given up the fight for second to Sean Single. Ethan Troutman able to work his way by in that body armor number 62 Ford Mustang. Ford's filling out your top three positions. Shanika Single. I've been... See, this is why I always tell Roger I love him. I'm glad he joined us here in the chat. I've been trying to think of who it was that you made that little reference to throughout the seasons. And there it is, Shanika. I appreciate that. Down to the bottom goes that 11. He's going to grab that top spot. New race leader, third different leader early here tonight. Only 10 laps in, 3 different leaders already. Sean Single takes control of his championship destiny. Can Shanika get the crown? We're not going to say what kind of crown. We're going to keep that up to you to decide. Long way to go here tonight. Still green flag conditions. Single file racing all throughout the field. Tight little battle back there, 5th and 6th. You can see Chris Hammond just kind of lingering on that rear deck lid of Trent Potter. Let's go to, I believe, we got that back shot right there. Looking back at Jason Wells and that Alienware Camaro. Highest running Camaro in the field is Wells, sitting in 6th. And that's just how close this controlled chaos is. There you can see Trent Potter continuing to slide backwards. The Duke's Mayonnaise Supra heading to the rear. Maybe he's heading to the heel of the sandwich. Who knows? So there's a little look back off of the tail end of these machines as Sean Single continues to lead tonight's race back across the line. Lap number 13 going to go on the board. You can see your championship runners highlighted in that turn 3, lime green. Skelton. He's been a driver you've had to deal with all season long. 3 wins to his name so far, but stuck right now back in that 6th position. Just nowhere really to go for him at the moment. We'll see if he can bring that Flowertown Animal Hospital Toyota Supra up into the mix. 3 out of your top 4 are championship competitors and runners. Ryan, where is Mr. Aldani? He is continuing to run that Turbo Dork Racing Graphics machine. There you can see Aldani back. A little bit of trouble. You can see some heavy damage on that right front fender. Aldani visiting the outside wall, not of his choice, but of his doing. A little bit of damage on the right side. Aldani sitting in the 18th position. 1 win of the season. It was enough to get him into that championship. The first round of the championship, the round of 12, but not enough to move on. And now we see the 62 with a little bit of trouble. Troutman looked for the race lead. Single able to fight off that hard charge, now losing a little bit of ground here. 62 heading backwards. Now as Chris Hammond digs on the bottom of the racetrack, and he's going to move into second. We've seen quite a lot of different pastel retro colors throughout the season on board. With that 98 of Ryan Aldani. So, not surprised that, he's got one of every color. It's a pretty wide-ranging spectrum of pastels, and always looking good and smooth out there. A little bit of trouble tonight, though. He's going to need a little bit of help to try to work his way up through this running order, but for the moment things seem to be a little bit calm. Majority of the field single file, small little battles right here front of the field. Sean Single dealing with Chris Hammett. We've got Wells and Combs going at it, 9th and 10th on the racetrack. A little bit further back from there, Ryan Aldani able to work his way by Bob Higgins. That's going to move Higgins into 18th. Aldani now back up to his original starting position in 17th. Troughton able to stop that backward slide. Going to fall back into that 7th position. Trent Potter able to regain a little bit of momentum. And work his way back inside of the top 5. Was all the way back at 7th at one point in time. Was able to regain 2 positions. Or 3 positions, I should say, now back into that 4th spot. And I'm not sure he's gotten the new hips. I know a handful of weeks ago he was able to walker his way into the Shiny Things Podcast post-race show. Able to walk away with a podium finish, but for the moment, 13 of Joshua Buckley, mired back in traffic. Here you can see him just lingering in the back as that Michigan Tech. Number 3 of Tony Strano right behind him, trying to chase down the familiar Goldfish machine of Ken Allen in that 81 machine. Let's see if we can't find some more snacks out there on the track. Let's go back here. There he is. There's the other Goldfish machine of Luke Allen sitting back in the 16th position. A little bit of no man's land right here for this Ford driver, about 5 seconds back from the driver in front at about 4 seconds out in front of Ryan Aldani, who's got his work cut out for him to try to run down the pack. Let's look a little further back up through the field. What do you say we go back right at that battle just outside of your top 5 drivers? Got to head down the backstretch. Everybody chasing after new race leader at the front of the field. Chris Hammond going to take control of the race last time around, able to take the position away from Sean Single, who moves back into 2nd. Max Terriot still hanging out right there in that 3rd position. So all of these drivers at the front of this field. 1 through 4 championship competitors, championship contenders. Man, I tell you what, a lot on the line for a lot of these drivers there. You can see some of these drivers at the rear of the field, and there's your race leaders coming quickly up on the tail end of the backside of this 21-car field. You can see Brendan Feeney, the Liquid Molly number 38 machine, early trouble at the start of tonight's race. Going to have a bit of a spin to the inside. That put him well behind the 8 ball and now down. 1 lap on the field. Chris Hammett starting to stretch his legs just a little bit. Whoa, lap traffic coming into play and contact back there in the back, and Max Terriot gonna have a huge hit. Oh my goodness, looks like Max Terriot involved in our latest caution, or our first caution I should say. A lot of guys gonna get caught up and involved in this one. Championship implications. Let's go check the replay. You can see that contact, and there it is, just around and into the big hit on the back end for Terriot. A little bit of contact for Souza coming through in the Souza Media number 4 machine, but that 42, man, it is got to be pretty tore up. Let's see, do we got another look at that, guys? Can we get another vantage point? Let's take another look if we can. There it is. There's the contact. One coming up the track, one coming down. Battle over real estate, and it's not going to end well for the 42. Might put a bit of a damper on those championship hopes and dreams. We're going to step away from the racetrack for just a brief commercial break. get things ready to go and fired off. Once we drop the green flag again, don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And we welcome you back trackside live here from Dover International Speedway. You're watching the Masin Dixon 100 live with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Red Light Racing Monday Night Scrambler Series Season 19 coming to a close here tonight. We will crown a champion. Caution. Flag flies. Lap number 30, that's going to bring us to a crawl just 20 laps away from the halfway point. Championship hopeful Max Theriault involved in this early incident. Will he be able to bounce back after some heavy hard contact to the rear? You can see a little bit of damage on that right front fender as well. Chris Hammett gonna bring us back to the green flag. Sean Single to his inside. The 86 of James Skelton gonna line up to the inside of row number 2 with how about that reg dog number 8. We got a dog in the fight. Had to do it. Couldn't help myself. A stroke into the restart zone. We roll on the gas and green flag flies once again here from Dover. Quickly away from the field. Down the backstretch, 2-car length advantage for Hammett. Single having to deal with Skelton and Mitchell for the moment. Skelton going to take that 3rd position. Tight battle right behind them. Lots of drivers looking for positions there. You can see that Dukes Mayonnaise. Number 18 Machine looking to the outside of the 4 of Jeffrey Souza. The Souza Media Machine inside the top 10, looking to crack the top 5. Well, Roger, we appreciate you stopping by, hanging out with us. Mark, good to have you and good to see you watching us as well. Hope you have a good night's sleep. Enjoy work in the morning. I'll be at work at about 4 hours behind you. We only got ourselves about an hour of racing laid out in front of us. Lap number 35 going to go on the board, and we will drop that timing and scoring over there to the left-hand side. Once again, find and follow along with your favorite driver. In the field here tonight is your championship pick. In a position to possibly capture the crown. Will we see a race within a race? We've already got about 3 different races on our hands right now. The season championship, the final spots inside of the top 5. Benedict, Mitchell, and Allen going at it. 9th, 10th, and 11th in the overall point standings as well. So 3 little battles. Will we see an upset? Will we see maybe a driver that hasn't visited victory lane this season steal the show and grab their first win? Ooh, Ryan Aldani flirting with that outside wall at a turn number 2. You can see it just in the background. Very close to that outside wall. Single, Skelton, Mitchell, Troutman all lined up in a row here. I don't know what it is, but this is a Ford-dominated field here tonight. Only one separate manufacturer inside of your top five. James Skelton behind the wheel of that Toyota Super Flower Town Animal Hospital machine. Highest running Toyota in the field at the moment. Trent Potter back in the 7th position. Got to go all the way back to the checkered flag auto supply. Number 13 machine of Joshua Buckley to find your first Chevy bow tie in this field, and working hard behind the wheel. We're going to see if we can't get a little ride along here with Joshua Buckley sitting in that 9th position. Single file knows the tail for the majority of this field. Sean Single still dealing with James Skelton. You can see that battle just out of the windshield. A little bit of movement by a lot of these machines. We're going to take a look back now off of the tail end. And there you can see Bill Benedict in that Lego Technic Ford Mustang rounding out your top 10. How about Tony Strano now up 8 positions? Let's jump outside of the car and take a little look at this Victory Junction number 3 machine working the bottom of the racetrack, looking for a position, looking to crack into the top 10. But man, what a run so far here by Strano. Biggest mover of the race, up 8 positions from where he qualified. Can't be mad about that. We'll see if he can't finish off the second half of the night as well as he started the first half. And that's right, race fans. We're about halfway through tonight's action already. Lap number 43 gonna go on the board. Chris Hammond enjoying the biggest race lead of the night, over a 1-second gap for Hammond. The one-time Burger Bar machine maybe working his way into a little bit more work. Remember, if they win this season championship, he's promised to open a second location for that one-time Burger Bar franchise. So we'll see if winning the championship can put a little bit extra in the mouths of somebody's neighborhood. Eating good in the neighborhood, I guess. I don't know. A little further back through the field, Jason Wells going to take the 14th position away from Luke Allen. Ryan Aldani closing in on that battle. Aldani looking to break inside of the top 15 for the first time here tonight. And that's what you don't want to do. You can't let a driver get that clean air, get a bit of a gap, and be able to focus on what's out front of them. Clean air out front for at least a half a track. Chris Hammond like it. The way things are going here at the Concrete Jungle, Dover International Speedway. You're watching the Mason-Dixon 100. So as race leader continues to stretch his legs, we're going to jump around the field just a little bit, trying to bring you some of the action, some of the battles throughout this running order. Ethan Troutman sitting in 5th, Jeffrey Souza and Trent Potter right here in tow, chasing after Jeffrey Souza in that 6th position. Souza Media Machine looking good here tonight. He does have a bit of company. Buckley trying to reel in that pack of 4 drivers. Try to see if we can trying to see if we can't stack up a little bit of the field. Big slide at a 4 for Buckley that time by. Next time around, cross sticks will be on display halfway through tonight's Mason-Dixon 100, and Chris Hammond looking like he very well may be the man to beat. Buckley out of the line and up the outside and into the outside wall. Buckley going to make some contact with the outside wall, give the position to Trenton Potter and Bill Benedict. He's now going to have Tim Combs and Jason Wells looking to his inside. Bolt Driver's going to dive to the bottom. Catfish Billy for a moment. Slide on up. No, and Woo Bunkley. Another little brush of that outside wall. So as we reach the halfway point here tonight, we would be remiss if we didn't mention a handful of the sponsors that have made this thing possible this season. Where would we be without Checkered Flag Auto Supply, your Northeast auto parts supplier, season in, season out? You can find them right here. It's important, representing alongside Red Light Racing. Phenomenal job, a phenomenal partnership. Couldn't really say enough about the group, and glad to have them once again. Looking into season number 20 right around the corner. We do have a start date for that. We will bring you that towards the end of tonight's broadcast. But first, let's transition real quick before we continue with the sponsor work. Sean Single able to run down James Skelton, make the pass, and he is starting to walk away here. Phenomenal late run by Single, over 30 laps deep into this run, and able to run down Skelton and make the pass. An amazing job right there. A lot of built-in late run speed for that 11. We're going to jump back once again, showcase a little bit of a battle as we continue throughout tonight's race. Once again, PremierRacingSetups.com coming on board with your qualifying and pole sitter sponsorship here this season. I do believe PremierRacingSetups.com will be joining us once again. The Feeney Call, your white flag sponsor. Where would we be without Buckkerker? I mean, you can feel it beneath your feet, feel it in your seat. Every bump, nook, and cranny, the wisp of the wind, they bring that immersion to life with Butt Kicker. The future is feeling. Also want to give a huge shout out to Dale Earnhardt, Chevrolet Mountain Mafia Kennels, as well as the Shiny Things podcast, where we give you the opinions on everything bright, new, and shiny, whether it be a new game, a new series, a new movie. You can write into the show and have them discuss maybe your new shiny thing. You can find them on all podcast outlets, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud. They're all over. Go check them out. Once again, that's the Shiny Things Podcast. Multiple different race sponsors as well this season. Big tip of the cap to each and every one of the entities, organizations, and individuals that step forward to sponsor a race here in season number 19, making one more notch in the belt for that iconic run. Season number 20 coming at you. It's penciled in. It's happening. 20 seasons long. That is a feat that I would put up against any racing league. On iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator, and we've got green flag pit stops underway. Ken Allen, Jeffrey Souza gonna head to pit road. That's going to change things up at the front. Looks like James Skelton dropping back even further here. Zach Mitchell going to pick up third. Troutman sitting in fifth. Bill Benedict back in sixth. Potter now into seventh. See Ryan Aldani struggling with control of that front end. Heavy damage on the front end of that Turbo Dork number 98 machine. And we'd have to look at the stats and the records to truly know this, but I do believe 20 seasons long. I do believe that's what, at least 10 years. I believe these guys get about 2 seasons in a year, in a calendar year. So about 10 years running now. That is just absolutely phenomenal. James Skelton indeed in and out of pit road. Nobody popped by the pit road. Police will see if anybody throws a little bit of strategy at this thing. We've got a little less than 40 laps to go. Drivers on about a 40-lap run as it is. Do we see a driver attempt maybe a 2-tire stop? Oh man, this thing is going to get interesting at the end. Long green flag pit cycle underway here. About a 5-lap difference already from when we've seen drivers like Jeffrey Souza come to pit lane. And for the moment, still staying out is Chris Hammett. There you can see Souza on those very fresh tires, working his way around. Big moment there. Tons of speed. Gonna have to avoid your race leader. Grabbing one of his 2 laps back now. Jeffrey Souza with tons of speed. We're talking a 24-28 to race leaders 25-20. Almost a 1-second advantage on those fresh tires. It's about a 30-lap difference on tires right now. Trying to give you all the information that we can about the way this green flag pit cycle is unfolding. Joshua Buckley, Tony Strano now to pit lane. 2 championship contenders already onto pit road. One of them going to have a long, lengthy stay. Max Theriault has been down there thrashing away, trying to get back out on the track, but it is going to be all for naught. Not going to be able to complete that championship run. So with 4 wins in his back pocket, looks like Theriault's season will come to a close in the 4th position. And I don't know, guys, the more this thing starts to play out here, Chris Hammett staying out for a very long extended run. Sean Single staying out as well. And there it is. Hammett going to pull to pit road. Sean Single going to do the same. Zach Mitchell to pit road now as Ethan Troutman becomes just our 4th different race leader of the night. New race leader behind the wheel of that number 62 body armor machine. Troutman to the point. So championship hopeful sitting 1 lap down in that 10th position for the moment. The 86 of James Skelton. I like the run very early to pit road. He's going to have about a 10-lap difference on the tires. He should easily leapfrog Mitchell, Single, Hammett, and there it is. Does so with a fair amount of ease, and this is going to translate into a massive gap for that 86. See Joshua Buckley, fresh tires, trying to make his way around race leader. Ethan Troutman going to continue to stay out on the track, maybe wishing for a late race caution, trying to check out and catch the majority of this field 1 lap down. Although I do believe most of the field would more than likely take the wave around, as they were just a pit road right around that 10 laps ago mark. So it'd be interesting to see if we have anybody head to pit road. Championship hopefuls, they're going to stay out. That's going to be assured. Chris Hammett saw Sean Single nose to tail once again. 7th and 8th for the moment as Troutman brings it to pit road. James Skelton back on the lead lap. Let's check out that Flowertown number 86 machine. You seen him drop back a little bit early, possibly saving a little bit of tires for the end of that first green flag run. We're going to cross the line this time by with just 26 laps remaining, so this is going to go by quickly. And then look at that advantage, almost an 8.5 second advantage over his fellow championship contenders and hopefuls. Is 25 laps enough time for Hammett and Single to punish those Goodyears and run Skelton down? It's not about just running James Skelton down. It's about running these drivers around them down and getting around them. Able to work his way by the 18 Duke's Mayonnaise machine. Chris Hammett going to put himself now into that 4th position. Still 7.5 seconds now. From 8.5 back now to almost just 7, closing in on the back end of the 81 Goldfish machine of Ken Allen. Gonna grab the spot on the bottom of the racetrack, and now Chris Hammett sets his sights on 2 more positions. Hammett has been able to shake Sean Single. You can see the Care Bear machine. He's gonna need Lionheart sitting in the passenger side with him. He's got a lot of ground to make up now, losing a little bit of time to Chris Hammett, but is he possibly saving tires on the front end? Man on a mission, he ain't saving nothing. All about business right now. Bottom of the racetrack, Chris Hammett going to easily take that spot away from Jeffrey Souza. About 9 lap fresher tires going to be short work for Hammett. Looking to the inside now of Bob Higgins, who moves up the racetrack, lets those lead lap drivers race it on out. Here it is. In just 3 laps, James Skelton has given up half of that advantage. Last time around, 23.89 for Chris Hammett, 24.75, so almost a second given up. And will it be enough at the end? 21 to go as we cross the line. Chris Hammett closing in on James Skelton. He said he was going to need Lionheart. He's shown a little bit of prowess right here. 11 of Sean Single. Going to work his way into 3rd. 20 to go in your top 3. All fighting for the championship here at the end of season number 19. Ooh, close right there for Single. 2.2 from Single to Hammett. Another 2 seconds from Hammett to Skelton. Man, I tell you what, this is about to get good. We have got lap traffic in front of your race leader. Less than 20 to go. There's going to be nowhere to go in a moment. Things about to get hot and heavy right here from Dover. Chris Hammett continuing to eat into that race lead, and it is down to just 1 second. Oh my goodness. 8 laps difference on the pit stop. Looks like maybe a gamble from Skelton. Only 9.5 seconds stopped in the box. Did he go with a 2-tire stop? If he did, he's going to be a sitting duck, and it's going to be short work here. Bottom of the racetrack goes Hammond. Way up the racetrack goes James Skelton. And that's going to do it. Back to the point once again. Chris Hammond in control of his championship hopes and dreams. Maybe not dreams. Oh, into the outside wall. Sean Single, outside wall. And that could do it. That might be it. We're going to see 14 to go this time around. And Chris Hammond is stepping away from James Skelton. 2.3 seconds back to Sean Single. Looks like Single or Zach Mitchell going to be about the only two drivers that could possibly give Hammond a fight for the front. But with the contact with the outside wall, Sean Single losing a little bit of ground now. This could be all in the hands of the man behind the wheel himself, putting in work in the office. Let's take a ride. With your race leader, Chris Hammond, behind the wheel that one time. Burger Bar Machine down into turn number 1. Let's take a little look at this unique corner exit. You come up and out of turn number 2, up onto the hill. We're going to dive back down into the corner to the bottom of the racetrack. Go over the tunnel turn. At a 4 back across the line, and that's a lap with your race leader, Chris Hammond, continuing to chase after that checkered flag, to chase after the championship trophy. Sean Single starting to get on his bike. Will it be enough at the end of this thing? Will he be able to run down Chris Hammond? There you can see Hammond going to blow by the camera. There goes Sean Single. James Skelton all lined up. 1, 2, 3. Championship hopefuls, championship contenders with 9 laps to go. This time by Joshua Buckley with problems. Buckley to pit lane. Miles eating up a handful of drivers here tonight. Looks like he's going to have a little bit of a snack off of that Rockstar sponsored number 99 machine of Cold Day. Buckley catching a piece of it as well. Max Terriot has had a bite out of his Mustang here tonight. Ben Coltis also with some trouble. The 23 machine sitting in 19th. We're going to cross the line with just 8 more to go. Sean Single and James Skelton gonna battle it out for second now on the racetrack. This should be a short-lived battle with the fresh tires prevailing. Sean Single moves to second, but 2.8 back with 7 to go. Will he have enough to even get there? Yet alone challenge once you're there. Getting there is one thing. Making the pass is another. Zach Mitchell going to move his way into a podium position. He's going to pick up a spot off of James Skelton. Trent Potter and Ethan Troutman going at it for the 6th position. They're going to swap and switch that spot back and forth for the moment. It's going to be handed over to Trent Potter sitting in that 6th spot. Ethan Troutman back in 7th. Five-finger wave, the hi, how are ya? 5 to go this time around for race leader Chris Hammond, who's got a now knocking on the door of a 3-second advantage over Sean Single, and I think that is pretty much gonna do it. Call them good, call them lucky. And sometimes it's good to be lucky, and sometimes you're just lucky to be good. It's all gonna come to a head here tonight in season number 19 for the One-Time Burger Bar, sponsored number 6 Ford Mustang. A fast forward, get across the line and give us just 3 more miles here in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Red Light Racing Monday Night Scrambler Series season number 19. Man, it has been one heck of a run, one heck of a ride. Closing out tonight's race, we had championship competitors all inside of the top 5, inside of your top 4 positions, battling for the race lead, coming down to the end. 3 out of your 4 top spots belong to those championship hopefuls. And with the popsicle sticks on display already, Hammond gonna work his way through the corner once again, and we're gonna cross the line this time by for the final time in season number 19. We see the white flag. It's the one to go, brought to you by the Feeney Call. It's the Feeney Call, one to go. And that's it. That's gonna do it. That's gonna be all she wrote into turn 3 for the final time. And at a 4, working his way to the checkered flag, he'll catch the race win, but he will, more importantly, walk away with the season crown as well. Giving it all he could at the end, Zach Mitchell gonna pick up second, with Sean Single finishing out season number 19 in third. James Skelton walks away fourth here tonight, rounding out your top 5. The Souza Media number 4 machine of Jeffrey Souza. But let's give this man the show. There it is, burning it down. Post-race smoke show for all the fans in the stands. Sold out, packed house here at Dover International Speedway, and they watch Chris Hammond dominate the second half of the race, walk away with the win in the season crown. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up and ready to go for your post-race show. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back trackside for your Shiny Things podcast post race show. We're going to dive right into things here tonight. Let's bring up championship hopeful and contender. Walking away in third here tonight. Let's see if we can't dial up the man behind the wheel of that number 11 Care Bears machine. Sean, it's Dave. You got a copy?
Yep, I do.
Hey, man. A heck of a run. You right there. You battled for the race lead. Had the race lead for some time. Just came up a little bit short here tonight. Overall, though, how you feeling about the way that season 19 unfolded for you and the crew?
Season 19 was probably my best. It stinks that I didn't get a win there. I thought I would have had the long run speed with this race. I was able to catch Chris a little bit, so if the caution didn't come out, I think I would have been good to go. But overall, really fun season. Really cool to have 4X in 1-2-3 finish at the end of the season.
Well, man, you mentioned 4X having a 1-2-3 finish at the end of the season. I believe that may have helped out your guys' shot for that team championship. So coming into tonight's race, what was the main focus? Was it all about the individual, or was it more about maybe trying to bring that 4X up at the top in the team standings?
Yeah, I mean, I think individually we definitely all want to win. I know I do. So seeing Chris win, it hurts, but obviously I'd rather my teammate than James or Max. But it goes a long way. We chat pretty much every day on Facebook chat just to keep up with each other, kind of prep for the next couple races. So it really is a team effort. There's a lot that goes into this from the 4X side.
Well, man, it's been one heck of a season for you. You were unable to capture that checkered flag performance here in season 19. Do you think we could possibly see that in season 20?
God, I hope so. I think it's been 2.5 years since I've been in victory lane, and I've had more second place finishes and third place finishes than I think most in this league. So definitely hoping to put it in next season. Need to put the work in. Just need to take a look at what's on the schedule and go from there.
Well, Sean, again, congratulations on a great run here tonight from Dover to finish things off, but more importantly, a great season for you and that 11 crew. Before we let you go, final time, shout-outs, thank yous, love yous.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to my mom and dad. They're always watching. Shout out to the guys 4X, obviously Chris, Zach, and Ryan. I want to thank my team, the Oilers, as well. I know BK and Nolan are always taking a quick watch here as well, so I want to thank them. Want to thank the admins, James, Richard, Josh. I think Rob does some as well. So I want to thank all those guys for putting on another great season. It's really fun to do stuff with 4X. And then obviously want to thank Turn 3 and you, Dave, for putting all this together. Your broadcasts go a long way, and we really appreciate everything that you do so that our loved ones and friends can watch these races.
Well, without you guys, there's no need for me, so I'm going to reciprocate that love right on back to you guys. You make it easy week in, week out with some amazing racing and amazing battles, and I couldn't be more thrilled to be a part of this. And, well, that's going to do it for season 19, Sean. So until season 20 rolls around, stay safe and, of course, keep it fast.
Absolutely.
All right, there you go. Final few words for the man behind the wheel of that Care Bears machine. What are we going to do with no Cartoon Network sponsors on the track for a handful of weeks? We're going to have to figure out something for ourselves, but for the moment, we will move on. Let's check in with the driver that walked away second in the field here tonight behind the wheel of that Red Dog number 8 machine. Zach, it's Dave. You got us?
I got you.
Well, man, first off, let me start off by saying one heck of a season for you. You had a little bit of an early exit in the playoffs, but nonetheless, you're right there mixing things up week in, week out as the playoffs continued on, and you were right here again tonight. Man, how proud of you are of season 19, and how much you're looking forward to kicking off season 20.
Yeah, it was a great season. I had most wins that I've had in a season. Just some bad luck in that first round of the playoffs at that Bristol wreck. Um, and then Atlanta with the fuel trouble as well, back-to-back races. Picked a good time to have two bad races, but we'll see if we can go winner next year. I had a uh, few bad seasons in a row there, so it feels good to have a good one. We'll see if we can get a 4X back-to-back championship next season.
Well, man, you had 3 wins in your back pocket this season. Do you think you can repeat that performance in season number 20? I know it's still out there in front of us and things are still getting sorted out, but and maybe it's too soon to look to the future, but when do you start looking to the future? And I mean, you get what I mean? Or am I just, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I get a hold of that schedule, I've heard some rumblings about some more short tracks being on the schedule this next season than there was in previous seasons, so that always throws a little curveball. Of course, there's the one road course, and I get to pick that road course this season, so that road course is always a big circle on the calendar for me to maybe hopefully get a win.
Well, Zach, I know I'm probably not going to sway your opinion, but I'm Italian. I love Ferrari. You know, hey, let's go to Monza, man. Let's throw a real big monkey wrench in it for that road course. What do you say?
I wish. Gotta have an iRacing setup, and I don't know if there is one for any of the cars. But I can give you the inside story. We are going to the Chicago Street Course for the first time in red light racing history here on Monday night, so that'll be a treat.
I am gonna need some help and some friends that night myself, but we'll talk about that another time. Zach, again, congratulations on a great run this season. A little bit of a wonky finish, gonna go spinning across the start finish line and pick up that second position. But man, what a run here tonight from Dover. Before we let you go, though, shoutouts, thank yous, love yous.
Yeah, it was a good race with my teammate Sean. He told me to send it. He couldn't win the championship anymore, so I sent her. We've had some good battles here over the years, but I can't thank the guys at Forex Racing enough. Congrats to Chris on his championship. Sean, another good run, and Ryan, he had a early wreck tonight, but we always love coming out with the 4 of us and strategizing and practicing and everything and figuring out how to go fast. First ever Forex Racing 1, 2, 3 tonight, so we got that to carry us on to next season. And I can't thank Dave and you guys enough for putting on the broadcast for us, the admins here on Monday night, giving us a great series to run.
Well, Zach, again, congratulations on a great season number 19. We'll see if you can't carry a little bit of that speed into season 20 after a little bit of a layoff, but we'll see how it goes. Until then, my friend, stay safe and keep it fast. All right, there you have it. Final words for the man that walks away second here tonight. And Zach Mitchell will move into the 9th position in the overall championship standings at the end of season number 19. And we're going to quickly chase after the man with the checkered flag here tonight, back in victory lane, Chris Hammond. Man, oh man, how you feel?
You don't know how hard I worked for this. Oh my God. Great. I really wanted this one. It's been a while since I've been in the championship for. The last time I was in one, I finished second, and that sucked. So I worked my ass off to make sure that I had something for them tonight. You know, they were going to get my best shot. I don't know if it was going to be good enough, but I was going to give it everything I had. And man, 2-time has a damn good ring to it. I can tell you that. You know, they're going to have to get used to my new nickname now, because I kind of like it.
Well, we used to call people 2-time until we became 3-time. We won't rub that in your face or anything, but you know, one more and me and you can, you know, we can hang out. No, I'm just kidding. Chris, man, an amazing season for you. You pick up Your second win on the year, so it hasn't necessarily been a knockout season of just dominant performances week after week. How were you able to manage that fine line between chasing those checkered flags and just having those consistent finishes, putting yourself in the position needed to be here tonight to do what needed to be done?
Well, what wasn't for a lack of trying to win more races. I probably got myself in trouble more times than not. Trying to win races when I probably should have just calmed down and finished third. But you know, I respect the hell out of Max and James and those guys that win all these races. But man, it pisses me off to lose to the same people over and over and over again. And beginning of this year, I did a really bad job of managing that, just trying too hard. So finally calmed down. Got a win in Martinsville, which I kind of feel like that's a place I should win at. Got it in the playoffs, and then I'm looking at Ethan's little 62 mania here. For our playoffs, and then I had the best average finish in all the playoffs. So I'm gonna keep bragging on myself. I've earned that right tonight. I had the best average finish out of everybody in these playoffs. So really turned it on at the right time. I know some people hate the playoff system, but it's worked out great for me. So I think we should keep it because it really keeps me in this thing. And we turned it on here. The playoffs obviously lined up good for us. I kind of liked all the tracks that were in the playoffs. I thought we had a good shot at it. Just, we could stay out of trouble and keep our nose clean. We survived through round one, top five or top threes in both races in the round of 8. And coming into the night, I knew I was going to have to win this race. And I swear I have 600 laps around Dover. I never want to see Dover for a really long time. I have nightmares about running around this place. So, really awesome to win. Man, I don't know what else to say. I'm rambling, but I won a championship, so I'm gonna do what I want here until next season starts.
Well, we'll give your rambling a little bit of direction before we let you go and enjoy not only the race win, but the championship winning performance. Shoutouts, thank yous, love yous.
Obviously, first and foremost, my awesome wife, Ashley, who just had to listen to me screaming as I won the race, who always supports me and believes in me. Thank you, sweetie. I love you. Obviously, shout out to all the 4X guys for an amazing season at 4X. Sean coming home second in the championship. We ran 1-2 most of the race. So awesome season by Sean. Zach, obviously fast every week. We ran 1-2-3 tonight. So that's a 4X sweep of the podium. And then Ryan making the round of 8 of playoffs this year. Awesome season by him. The other round of championship contenders, Skelton and Max are always so tough. They were my motivation this week, that I wasn't going to get beat by them. I really, 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 really wish that Max didn't have his incident there. I really wanted to race him. Because I thought tonight I could beat him. I don't know. He might have beat me because he's really damn good. But I really wanted to race him. So that's my one slightly gray cloud on this. Is I really wanted to race that 42 car tonight. But great seasons by those guys. Obviously thanks to the admin Skelton, who finally got a schedule done. Congratulations, he gets a gold star. Josh Buckley and Richard for all their hard work and making sure this thing runs smoothly. Bob Higgins, the Higgins family, Checker Flag Auto Supply, Turn 3 Broadcast, you, Dave. I feel like we've gotten pretty close here. I've talked to you a lot over the past month or so. I feel like we're buds now. So thank you, Dave, for the broadcast. The 2-time Burger Bar. Ladies and gentlemen, I have breaking news. The second location is open. Stay tuned for the new logo next season for the 2-time Burger Bar. Not one time anymore. We have a second location. It's going to be popping. We're early stages, maybe third location. We'll see. But we'll enjoy the second location of the 2-time Burger Bar. Shout out to everybody at Red Light Racing. Awesome season. Thank you.
Well, Chris, again, hell of a job this season. Hell of a way to cap it off with the race-winning performance to crown yourself the king of season number 19. We'll see how you go when 20 rolls around. But until then, Enjoy this one. You earned it. Stay safe and keep it fast.
Have a good one, Dave.
All right, there you go. Final few parting words from the man that has crowned himself Mr. Two-time behind the wheel of that one-time Burger Bar. Number 6 machine. Chris Hammett gonna walk away with the checkered flag performance in the season 19 championship. Phenomenal job, an amazing run here tonight. That's gonna do it for us. We've only got a final few things to run through. Let's go ahead and run down tonight's unofficial race results. There you can see post-race celebration for that 6 of Chris Hammett. He is your season 19 champion. Zach Mitchell gonna finish in second with Sean Single in third. James Skelton gonna finish off his championship run in the 4th position. Jeffrey Souza back in 5th with Ethan Troutman in 6th. 7th place tonight belongs to the Lego Technic number 90 machine of Bill Benedict. Trent Potter in 8th. 9th position tonight to Jason Wells with the 81 Goldfish machine of Ken Allen. Rounding out your top 10. Tim Combs going to finish tonight's race from Dover International Speedway in 11th. Tony Strano right behind him. Rob Higgins and Ryan Aldani back in 14th. Luke Allen in 15th. The 43 machine of Bob Higgins going to finish tonight's race in 17th, sliding home. Behind the wheel of that 38 machine is Brandon Feeney. Ben Coltis going to pick up 18th. 19th tonight will go to Granny Hibbs Buckley. We gotta check that right hip, man. We gotta get that right foot working a little bit better. The 13 machine will finish 19th. Max Terrio, championship hopeful with problems. He'll finish 22 down, back in 20th, and Cole Day finishes out the 21 car field. That's gonna do it for us. That's all she wrote here on season number 19. So thank you again, my friends, for joining us week in, week out with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Red Light Racing Monday Night Scrambler Series. 19 seasons in the book. Season number 20 right around the corner. Mark it on your calendars. You heard it here first. June 16th, we will refire the engines. Get ready to go. We're going to get ready to go, but before you go, remember to join us in that continued push to 4,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love. Drop the thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell. Over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. For myself, David the Cave, and everybody else back at the headquarters, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.